got it up.
All right, folks, welcome to another episode of Grievances, the Star Citizen Report. And tonight, episode named New Ship Toys for 2.2. And we do have a lot of new ships, toys, and some eye candy that Cloud Imperium Games has come out with. This episode, Star Citizen Report, this show is brought to you on Grievance Gaming. Coming to you this one on March 19th, our next show on April 2nd. Broadcasting once every other Saturday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. As you can see us on our Twitch channel right there, twitch.tv/grievance. And so, here are your hosts for tonight. Hello, folks. Thamin here.
Glitch, I don't.
All right. So, welcome, folks, again. So, I tell you, tonight, these guys, when I do research, and Glitch is helping me in my research, and what happens the Wednesday night before the show, I try to send them the notes on everything we've got from the week to do a show. And, and then we've got Vanquish, who handles kind of the public side of it, and I hand him, okay, this is what I think the show's about. Then, on a Friday night, sometimes Cloud Imperium Games dumps a whole bunch of stuff on us, a whole bunch of good material, and it's like, okay, that just changed the show right there.
You got two shows in one.
Yeah. So welcome, folks, everyone joining us. I'll give you kind of an overview of what we got tonight. Alpha 2.2 is out, so we got some patch notes on that. And there is new news on the following ships, which are all making appearances lately. The Saber, the Car-2, the Asperia Blade, and the Starfarer. We also have news of a new contest from Star Citizen backers that has an LTI Carrack as the prize. Some notes on subscriber Flare. And then we actually have some video with Andy Serkis, kind of a little behind-the-scenes look at the Van Duel as he does his motion capture. News from a Xeon plant stretch goal that we're finally seeing, and another limited ship sale. All right.
Limited.
Limited, but they came back again. And again, we'll talk about, folks, the reminders, you can always buy that stuff in the universe when it releases. They tempt us so, though, don't they?
They got to make a game.
All right. So, folks, the first ships we're going to talk about. So now is the hangar-ready Car-2 Scout. So we've got folks that are finally able to have that in their hangar. It's not flyable in the persistent universe or in, what do I want to say, Star Commander? Arena Commander yet. But folks do have that in their hangar. I've already seen some YouTube videos out there, folks showing it off, folks trying to give a tour of it and all that. It's a bigger ship than I thought it would. Go ahead.
Yeah, right now it feels more like a Hornet. I think the flight pattern's more like a Hornet, but when it comes to the Arena Commander, it's going to be a lot quicker.
Now, we're likely to see a lot of balancing with that one still yet here. But one of the few alien ships that are out there. That's going to be pretty nice.
I love mine. Oh, my God.
Can't wait to see what they do with the heads-up display on that one. All right, another big ship. Now, this one actually is flight-ready, and this was rather quick development on this one, was the Saber. And they tossed that one out to actually compete with the Hornet. The Saber actually went on sale. What was it? It was that was actually on sale. That and the Car-2L had another sale this past weekend. So that one's over. But if I remember, I think the Saber was on sale for like $5 more than the Super Hornet. And
they wanted to get people to get that so they can flight test it, get it all nice and ready.
And I'm going to share some video here with you. They've already said if you do not happen to own a Saber, it's available already in the for RECs, so you can rent it in Arena Commander if you haven't bought it yet. And I'm going to go ahead and put that video up here.
Saber's my new favorite ship. Every new ship's my favorite ship. What am I talking about?
Have you had a chance to fly this one yet? I can't remember if you bought one
Yeah,
or.
yeah. I got the Saber and the Scout. I couldn't resist temptation.
And by the way, sorry folks, I can tell there's already a little choppiness in the video that's coming out here. Let me see if I can go to a different spot here. Alright. So I'll just have to kind of pardon if frame rate has dropped a little bit here. Definitely the video we're looking at is a lot better. I think I'm going to turn that off because I'm having just too choppy a video motion here. Alright. When I saw that thing and I saw the 4 cannons firing on that, and I was excited with all the firepower. Then I was thinking, what am I doing? I've got a Super Hornet. It's got more guns that can be brought to bear on the enemy if they're right in front of it. But that was pretty nice to see. It's pretty enticing for those folks who are still looking for a frontline fighter like that one. And now the other thing that they came out that they kind of surprised. Well, I'll mention briefly and said the Starfarer. So now there's a video out where they give a tour of the Starfarer, and that one goes pretty in depth. You've probably seen more of it than I have.
Yeah, it's like a full walkthrough of that ship, and it looks great. They got this like on the beds. They got this blanket on it. Reminds me of one I had of Buzz Lightyear, Toy Story when I was a kid.
I have to check it out. I know we've had a lot of people. That was one of the first ships that feels like it was out there that people were grabbing up. I know a few folks in Grievance have one. So I only it's a long video. It sounds like it's a great tour. I'd want to sit down and enjoy the whole thing here too. So I've eagerly been looking forward to. All right. Now I'll show you the other new ship that was just dropped on us as a surprise last night. The Asperia Blade. And this is the replica of the Vanduul Blade. And this one's a little different than the one I remember seeing. Question here, Lone Wolf. He asks, does the Saber kill faster than a Hornet?
In my experience, man, if you can get right on top of them, yeah, just in seconds, shreds things. And it depends what guns you have on it, of course.
Yeah.
But even with the stock guns, it shreds things.
Okay. I'll go with what he's saying on that. I've known my Super Hornet to really tear through something too, but that again depends on if you've got all weapons bearing on the target. You know, the Hornet has the 2 in the top turret that can only go down so much, and it's got the 2 gimbaled under the nose that can only go up so much. So you're only really bringing all those guns to bear if you are pretty level with the target. So that's hard to say.
I love Saber.
I'd agree with Lone that the Hornet sometimes takes forever to kill something, but that could be entirely my skill base at flying. You know, hate to say it. Got a few more pictures to show the blade there. And this one does have the wings that fold in, or I assume, because they put that one on a carrier too.
And the more I'm reading about this ship, the Blade, the more it's reminding me of the M50. That's like the Vandals version. That this guy was size 2 on it instead of 1s. I think it has 2 size 1s, fixed size, or no, 1 fixed size 2, and 2 gimbaled size 1s.
Okay. And they're broadcasting some of those blueprints now. Some folks might have to have full screen to kind of see all the details on it. Yeah, and they did say, so this one, available as a concept sale until March 21st. Originally designed as an aggressor for Squadron 42, it will be adapted for human flight and Star Citizen. It is a light fighter, focusing on maneuverability over shields and weapons. It is the first concept ship of 2016 and the only Vandal ship currently being adapted for human flight. They do say watch for more concept ships from familiar manufacturers starting next month. And
Oh, I missed that last part when I was reading it.
uh,
Next month, eh?
yeah, and so the bare details, the because it's concept sales, got LTI on it, $250. Again, this is not a hangar ready. This is just a concept so far. And the sale, I remember looking through it, had warnings that replica Vandal ships are at greater risk of being shot down by security forces, vigilantes, just about everyone who might actually think that's a Vandal ship.
And wants one of their own.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're looking at that. Definitely still a cool looking ship. All
It's
right.
got that Starfare, like how the wings kind of. I mean, it's got that kind of look to it, sort of to me, but obviously a lot smaller.
I was thinking is Starfare or the other one, like I'm thinking of that luxury transport ship, that big one, whatever it was.
Oh, Jump.
Not the Jump. This one was basically sold as kind of like a airliner type ship.
Oh. I was. That's the exact one I was talking. Genesis, right? And
Okay. Yep.
yeah, and another one.
Yeah, I think you're right too. It seems to have the definitely different than the original. Like I said, blade wing that we saw originally on those. All else was guessing 890. No, I was thinking of the Genesis Starliner. I've seen Genesis, but I'm like, no, it's not Genesis. Yeah, it's Genesis.
Yeah. I said Starfare. I knew it had a star in it. Half right.
Oh. And moving on next. There's another contest, and this one wasn't offered by Cloud Imperial Games. It was offered by backers, but it sounds like Cloud Imperial Games is offering up the prize for it. Uh, a guild, an organization called Havoc X, is sponsoring a new contest. They are calling all modders, animators, and artists to produce a professional quality in-lore ship commercial, similar to those created by Cloud Imperium Games. And courtesy of SIG, they will have a brand new Carrack with LTI sitting in the hangar waiting to be awarded to the winner. And I believe that is the only other way you're going to get a Carrack with LTI these days, unless
Hmm.
gray market or something. And they do mention there is only one Carrack, only one prize. So if it's a team, they have to decide who actually gets it. But I like that. I like that the commercials that they've done for the ships. Um, do you have like if you were to pick a favorite?
Favorite commercial?
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, and not just because I have one, but the Retaliator. But did they create that?
That was almost more like a promo than a commercial, wasn't it? But they did.
Because
They
that
did
really
create it.
seems like some literally just did like a little sweep around of it. But yeah, I don't know, with the music and then watching it kind of just like warp in and blow stuff up. I love that.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite.
That's kind of the promo. And they did discuss something similar to that for because when they were discussing it, they used the Gladius as an example because the Gladius also has a little promo attached to it, although it's not quite a full scale commercial. So they are saying yes, they want folks to do a commercial of one that hasn't been featured yet. It sounds like if it's not a full commercial, if it's a little promo like some of those, then it's still fair game.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think they're just trying to. I mean, this is just outsourcing. By I don't know if Havoc reached out to them or they vice versa. I don't know how that went, but I'm sure CIG was like pounced on the opportunity. Was like, yeah, you guys want to design a ship commercial? Go for it.
I think my favorite. I've been back and forth on this, even trying to think about it, but I think I would have to go with that Constellation, that Aquila commercial that came out a little while back. I think it had a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
elements that
good.
I really liked.
Yeah, that was a really cinematic one.
And although I'll tell you the one thing about these commercials, I'm kind of the more they have, as much as I enjoy them, I'm wanting them to focus more on the gameplay. They've got a big universe to fill. and we want to play this game like now, as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
to kind of bounce off that though, this outsourcing kind of seems like a good idea. Like maybe they're just testing the waters, seeing if people can come up with some good commercials, and if they do, that's one less thing they have to worry about.
Yeah, definitely we can see this stuff in the game. There's definitely a number of backers that have submitted stuff to Cloud and Games in the past that are now working for them. So who knows? This could be somebody's ticket into making the game as well.
Wasn't it for who was it? Three Horsemen, right? Didn't weren't they the winners
Dude,
of
I
the
thought it was
ship
four.
design?
I think it was Four Horsemen. Was it three?
Four Horsemen, not three,
Yeah.
four. Yeah, Four Horsemen. So
Yeah.
they're in. They
Yeah.
got a job out of it. I
We've seen
definitely
some
imagine
others.
these people would get a job out of it.
Yeah, so I'm eager to see it. A few other details. There is a post on the forums or how to go to it, but where I found it is from the Star Citizens main page. If you go to the community hub, it's still one of the recent announcements there, so you can find it that way. They've asked for the entries to be 1.5 4 minutes long. Now the submissions actually ended March 11th. They were going to pick 20, and they were going to do some shows, some gradual shows showing how teams did, and allowing folks to vote for who continues, who gets voted out. And yeah, so for those who can't mod, you can vote for your favorite, and it'll be done via a forum poll. All right. Let's if you had anything else with that, if you wanted to maybe kind of jump through some of the 2.2.1 patch notes that you got.
Here we go with the points, and anyway, so patch 2.2.1, a lot of fixes to the 300 and to the server and client crashes in general. Let's see, ship geometry. They fixed the bug where occasionally it can turn invisible, things turn invisible. I've seen a whole bunch of pictures online of just faces floating through the air. So they supposedly they fixed that. Hollow table in the Revel York hangar sometimes will cause the game to become unresponsive. And also EVAing back into a ship with interior physics still has that ragdoll effect.
And
Yeah.
death.
So
Ouch.
yeah. Let's see, on the tech side, client crashes, server crashes. Mainly with the 300. Apparently, there was a lot wrong going on with that. I don't have one, so I wasn't aware of it.
I love the one
Let's
where it mentioned where part of the panel of the port side door was spawning upside down. What is it with Cloud Imperium and all the door trouble they've gotten?
I don't know, man. It's a deep rooted problem that will probably go straight through production. But let's see, and then also on the tech side, the what is it called? The drunk tester bug, where other clients would see your character lying on the ground. I've seen a lot of funny pictures about that too. Yeah.
That's my what was it Jennifer Jason like Hateful Eight impression.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so supposedly they fixed those. Oh, and also a lot of desyncing problems while EVA.
Hmm.
So a
Alrighty.
solid couple bugs they fixed up.
Olaf agrees. Doors are hard, man. Yeah. Well, they are really for all like I'll even criticize them more than I used to in older days. Because I really believe in what they're doing. I really want to be playing this game, but I know they are shooting for some technical hardship that has never been conquered before in a video game. They are really trying to push past the envelope there.
And do it all themselves pretty much. Just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like such a daunting task.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch some reverse the verse sometimes or around the verse, they just look exhausted.
Imagine. Anything you want to add there? We go into the subscriber flavor, the stretch goal.
Oh, little flowers. Yeah, we got flowers. You're oh, also if you backed before 49 million, what is it?
To
The
Sarah
plant, the Xian
Pina,
space plant.
aka Emperor Blossom.
Yeah, that is the subscriber flare. Is this blossom flower from Terra? Apparently, estimated lifespan 50 to 100. What's that?
50 to
Standard
100
Earth years.
standard Earth years. Yeah.
I guess that's what we're calling
SEY, so I
it.
guess standard Earth
Yeah,
years.
I guess that's what they're calling it.
And it does seem to be just subscribers too. They do mention it. This decorative space plant is the first in an all new collection that will share some of the amazing plant life found around Star Citizen's universe. Be sure and take good care of your space plant. Give it plenty of light and do not remove it from its artificial environmental closure. Uh, and I'm
It'll
just
just
kind of
wither
reading.
and die.
For most of the year, the flower is obscured, covered by what appears to be an unremarkable brown husk, similar to the typha cattail of Earth. When an ideal temperature is reached, the plant enters its blooming phase. The petals peel back, revealing the striking colors underneath. Tens of thousands cross the Zafre Bay every year for the Twilight Festival, which coincides with the blooming of this beautiful flower. And even though they said subscribers, they've also said, because this was a stretch goal, it's been distributed to everyone who backed Star Citizen before 49 million. So, I'm there. I must have one in my hangar. I haven't looked yet.
Haven't seen it yet, fortunately, since Nvidia broke their freaking drivers. No,
Oh, no, dude.
no, I haven't been inside.
Try to look forward to. Some of that stuff is a little hard. You got a big hangar. You got to kind of look around. They'll hide it on you.
Yeah, when did that happen? They just like scattered everything. Used to be nice and neat in a little corner, and I used to go, "Oh, that's cool. There's all my stuff." I don't know where anything is.
But they're working on that permanency, so hopefully we're going to see something with that soon. It'll be interesting to see how we kind of set up the hangar with that. Star Citizen dog tags, and you grabbed one already, didn't you?
Yee-hoo. Yes, yes, I did.
And
I was
this,
impressed by the jacket. I was impressed by the hat. So, give me some dog tags.
and these are specific to Squadron 42, so that's different than the original ones that they were offering, isn't it?
Yeah, this was a specific battle group. What is it? 65th Battle Group, Second Fleet of the UEE, and you could put your and the ordering process is pretty simple. It's just like you'd order anything else, except for towards the end, you have to enter in a name, 16 character limit, no spaces, and they'll put also your UEE serial number, which is your citizen number.
So that's can't remember. I didn't put. Do you remember the
15,
price? I didn't put it.
15.
$15.
Yeah, that's why I was like, hey, $15. Okay.
That's pretty nice. That might be folks want to consider checking them out because what the other dog tags went fast.
Yeah. Then when I got them 2 days ago, there were like 200 left.
I'm just catching up. Lone Wolf asking too about the plant. Can you take it out of its container and transplant it to a biodome and grow a whole field of them? Well, the manufacturer says don't do it.
Don't do it.
You're
It'll wither
responsible.
and die.
Yeah, all of a sudden somebody will transplant them and they'll become like the weed of some other planet. All of a sudden there'll be lots of them. People can't get them out of their yard.
It'll turn into a giant plant monster and eat you. End of story.
uh, an estimated delivery June 2016 on the dog tags.
Yeah, but in my experience, usually it comes a month before. I mean, the hat and hoodie came a month or two before they said that it was going to.
Oh. And the other thing that we have are star map posters available for $18. So that was one thing I was kind of glad to hear too. We've got the we got the star map in a digital form online there now, and I know a lot of people were kind of making their own on the internet
Yeah,
from what they knew.
which I still appreciate because some of them are really in depth. I like them. I think they're really cool. But yeah, I checked out the poster. How many feet? It's like
Oh, I
20 or
can't remember.
30 inches.
Oh,
Like
so
it's
maybe
like
two
20
by
or
three,
30 inches, so a couple
two
feet,
by two and a half, 2 by 3, something close to that.
Yeah, so it's a decent size map too.
That'd be a nice one to have. That one I might be tempted on. I've been really holding on my wallet as production's gone on and on, but the map would be good.
Yeah, I kind of am taking a break from being so compulsive about buying chips, but dog tags, posters. Hey,
All
I
right.
mean, $18. That's not 250, $300.
Okay. So on the next, I'll probably get me a star map poster. I'll probably do that. All right. So the next big news, another video they released yesterday, is Andy Serkis and bringing to life the Van Duel. And so I gotta show some of that here in the background. And that one, I was just amazed kind of watching this. So Andy Serkis, a lot more of us might know him for being Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Did a great job with the motion capture there, bringing that to life. And even Chris Roberts has kind of said this guy pretty much wrote the book on motion capture.
Yeah. Oh wow! I can't believe I didn't know he was gone
Yeah,
until I just saw his face.
I was
I
trying
was
to,
like,
and
okay. I
he's
was like, I can see that.
yeah, and he's done a lot of other roles, but I might be hesitant to remember exactly which ones. I think Planet of the Apes was a recent one. He was
Yeah,
in
well,
that.
I remember Chris Roberts talking about having the people who worked on Planet of the Apes. So that's
Uh,
probably and Lord of the Rings. So yeah, probably him.
and we noticed the way he's jumping around here on the screen. They did say they're practicing the presumed low gravity of the Vandal kingship. The video even has you'll see bits of images from on the screen of what the Vandal are doing, a sample of them speaking. We have not only so Andy Serkis plays Thul Okure, a main antagonist of Squadron 42. And we also see actor Patrice Mayambana, who plays the chief of the clan. And it just mentioned him as Okure. So I wasn't sure, like between Thul Okure and Okure, I was hoping for something. Yeah, I wasn't sure what to say on the Okure guys. Like, is it more than that? Is it different than that? So I don't know if that's a clan name that's just kind of mixed in.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'd imagine so.
So if folks want to catch this one out too, this is a 4-minute video that they've got running too, and I thought it was entertaining to look at. I thought it was entertaining to see the life these guys are bringing to the Van Duel. We always love to see more about that too. We haven't seen enough about the Van Duel yet.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to be screen cap or motion captured too. That's awesome.
And hey, Crazy Green Banana, welcome to the show. Welcome all folks that joined us. And we've had a lot of news. There's been a lot of reveals here. Oh. And I thought around the verse was pretty nice too. We'll show a little footage from something that submitted this one, Let's Be Bad Guys by Spike64. I thought it was pretty interesting. It showed some zero combat first person shooter action. And they were playing that on Around the Verse episode 2.22. That looks pretty fun to get into also.
Oh, and by the way, just a little Easter egg for any people watching is out in the asteroid fields by Yella. Apparently, there's like you could find wrecks of ships, and there's little boxes or capsules with guns in them. So you don't always have to go to what is it? What's the spot again with the all the guns in it? The FPS spot.
Oh, Karai Station.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't necessarily have to go there first and get shot to hell by everybody. You can you can pick up a gun first somewhere else and then come in.
And so yeah, that's one thing I like too. Just being able to arm yourself in the game. They expanded that universe. They added some stuff, and I haven't been in to get in to even fully explore some of the new content, or just even tool around, kind of see what might drop on me there.
All I can say is watch. I don't know exactly what you call it, but when you got all the inertia going and you turn, you're still gonna kind of slide in that direction until your thrusters catch up. I don't know the word for that exactly, but
Yeah, your
it seems
inertia, your
like
momentum.
yeah, but it seems like it's a lot more hardcore now. Watch out for little asteroids. Is my only warning because you'll just go sliding and boom, you're done.
It's happened to me. That's been, I think, the biggest learning curve for anyone trying to fly and dogfight with these ships. Is no, they do not turn well. They slide through space, and uh, definitely still different from trying to fly a combat jet simulator or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've noticed they're already actively testing 2.3. No other notes on it though. Um, they've started filming a Making of Citizen documentary. Now, again, yeah, sure, I'll watch it, but I want to see the game.
Mm,
So make the game first here. Oh, they did say, let's see, okay, so working on NPC world population animation sets. So they're still getting NPCs to look and feel like a real world. Some Squadron 42 and Mark Hamill animations. So seeing some of that. They had a new segment in Around the Verse, a lore maker's guide to the galaxy. It was a long segment. It went like over 10 minutes. But they used the star map to give us some info. It was a fun background history segment. You know, it's still one where if you want to learn more, you'll want to go watch it. You know, enjoy it there. Hey, Baez the Bard, thanks for hosting. Sorry if the stream is lagging. I actually tried to do a few things on this and to try to cut down on it. Started when I was linking one of the videos earlier that I was showing folks, so I do apologize for that. Um, let's see. Oh, there was an MVP to Kanado, so hopefully I'm not mispronouncing, on making suggestions to the radar globe to make that easier to read. I wouldn't mind that. I'm pretty decent with the globe, but you know, sometimes that thing can be pretty hard too.
mm.
Got some 10 for the chairman as well. Kind of close out the show here. Go over that. Here's one. I bet even if you watched 10 for the chairman, I bet you didn't pick up. So Chris Rock, it was asked about the Squadron 42 timeline. When does Squadron 42 start? All we know is it's before the persistent universe. And Chris Roberts said that since the game development started in the year 2942 game year, that Squadron 42 may be backdated to that. And it may extend over a few years, but yes, it will still end prior to the persistent universe. I did note that there was a timestamp on the Bishop speech video where that must have been still kind of where Squadron 42 initiates it, and that said 2945. So they might have to go back and
Mm.
scrub that a little bit there if they want to backdate.
Mm.
Sometimes they pick up some good details. Um,
Yeah, that
physics.
was I would have never noticed that.
Man, I had to go back and check. I thought this was a funny question from a viewer about physics and damage. They were like, "What if you have some movement in a ship and you're boarded, and you keep your crew strapped into the chairs, and you just try to accelerate and decelerate the ship back and forth at 0 G to maybe kill the boarding team that way.
By what? But just by G-force and inertia,
Yeah, yeah,
just
accelerate,
kill them all.
brakes, go back and forth and slam them against
Oh
the
man.
bulkheads.
Oh man.
And Chris Roberts got laughed at that too, but he primarily
He
said
now it's gonna be possible.
that yeah, he said that the ship's inertia does still try to dampen things. It's got his own grid, so he's like he does not believe the interior ship physics will get quite to the point that the poster was wanting there. And that's pretty good. Yeah, if you got any kind of engines, you probably don't want to get boarded in the first place. Heavy metal asked an important question about Pirate Swarm. I'd almost forgotten about it because they mentioned Pirate Swarm, where we'll fight fighters other than. Thanks for the follow, Crazy Green Banana. Check
Hey,
us out
thanks,
some
man.
more. We broadcast this show every 2 weeks, so our next one's going to be April 2nd at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Um, Other than that, so let's see. Pirate Swarm, and Chris Roberts said Pirate Swarm is currently what they've made in Crusader with the whole bounties and pirates thing. They're basically that's where they're kind of testing things out. So he said we won't be seeing any big changes in Arena Commander since Crusader is more or less kind of the test bed of it now.
Yeah,
So maybe we'll see it in there someday, but right now it's in the baby persistent universe.
and they're just like full speed ahead on that right now.
Mm-hmm. Reconnaissance, yes, he said there will be in-game methods of marking ships or individuals. So recon ships will be very important in communicating events to their friends. It did say one current limitation is still the multi-crew functionality needs more development. You know that isn't there yet. So,
I mean, at least they have the turrets somewhat getting on target, so that's good.
I've heard there's big improvements to that, and I definitely hope they have because I've gotten weird motion stuff going on in one of the turrets before. Scripted NPC encounters reacting to players. Let's see. I'm trying to kind of. He did say there you won't ever see any canned animations from the NPCs. They have abilities, they have movements, they've got programming to help them decide what to do. So they will simply try to react smartly to what a player is doing in a situation. You know, Chris Roberts already said they'll track you, they'll look at you, they'll follow you.
Yeah, they
Uh,
have their own programmed intelligence, that can make decisions based on different scenarios. To what extent, we'll see.
yeah.
But
And achievement features. I had to bring this one up because, like the plant above, Chris Roberts says they won't have achievements in the game like you would kind of consider Xbox or Steam. It'll be like in-game items that you unlock for doing things, going places. Whether it's the plant or for the fish tank, or maybe some plaque for your hangar. So your hangar may represent your achievements right there, whatever you collect in it. Blend of let's see. Oh, somebody was asking because they were asking about maybe avoiding first-person shooter as part of Star Citizen, and Chris Roberts says it's still a full seamless blend. You may go from flying to EVA combat. There's just going to be no way to avoid it on certain portions of the game. It's
I mean, if somebody flies at you and wants to come shoot you, you can fly away. You don't want to.
and but he did say Squadron 42 is not planned to require you to be the best at everything to succeed.
Yeah.
So I think that also gives hope to even some of our own grievance members that have been less efficient at the dogfighting than they thought they'd be.
Yeah, I really didn't put too much weight on the dogfighting, even in the beginning. I mean, that's all that there was in the beginning. That's where we started out and everything. Besides that, right after the hangar, that was the first actual like thing we could do. But it's just one tiny part. of the huge universe that you're going to be able to do pretty much whatever.
I thought it was also funny that somebody asked about elections within the UEE and giving the situation, currently here in the U.S. Chris Roberts is like, hopefully our UEE elections will be less dramatic than our real life elections.
Ah,
They did say they wanted to give perks to citizens, so citizens may be voting for leaders. That may be a long term goal, though. But there's still going to be situations that are just going to be game mastered, especially, I think, the leadership aspect of it. Short term, they will not have players in office, but Chris Roberts does promote player agencies. So maybe we'll still see. We've been expecting to see something where you can influence. And we expect to be able to maybe say own a business on a planet somewhere, maybe have a warehouse. So it'd be interesting to see how far this game goes in the long term.
I mean, because if they're not going to do that, then the people with the businesses and all that can just pretty much monopolize everything. I mean, just put it in real life scenario. So what are they going to do to counteract that? It's in the players' hands
Mm-hmm.
to go to go bomb their buildings and whatnot. That's Well, as that might be fun, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that.
And we'll see what happens because they do make it good at avoiding certain conflict on certain planets and certain areas. But on the other hand, he's kind of like left stuff out there. I think he said way back that even influential, powerful figures, we're going to have maybe some vulnerable times or some vulnerable spots that. So
Hmm.
he did that way back when even talking about the Dread Pirate Roberts and such. So probably see that. Oh. I think we're getting to the closing end of our notes here. So if there's anything as far as all this information they dumped on us Friday night, I'm like, oh, I got to put this in the show. So I'm just thinking if there's anything else that you saw and wanted to comment at there. Glitch, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm looking through right here. We got
We're the audience. We're
Oh,
listening.
here we go. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how I missed this. I'm just going back to bug fixes, and on a good note, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying they fixed the issue with the hollow table where swapping coolers on the ships was like really, really difficult. That's actually
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you were talking about, how it's like really hard to get things on. So apparently they fixed that.
Cool.
But like I said, I haven't been able to get in for, I don't know, over a week now. Um, without my video card wanting to hit 95 degrees. Uh, lighting issues. Let's see. Oh, they fixed an issue with the central HUD element not displaying correctly in the 300 series.
Cool. Yeah, as we
Um,
know, it seemed like a lot of stuff with the 300 series kind of
yeah,
broke and had to get repaired.
out of nowhere, what happened with that? They must have been doing something and then just, fixed one bug and then 20 more popped up.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh, and thank you, folks, for joining us. Like I say, thank you for the follows too. Grievance has a number of gaming-related shows throughout the week. Star Citizen show here. We come to you every other Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. On the opposite weeks that I don't have this show, I do a late night show, Swords Drawn, Guns Loaded, which is 10 p.m. Central Standard Time and different action games. Last week I was in the division, and although I had a fun time, unfortunately the we didn't upload that one to YouTube because we had some video issues with it. For some reason, the sound worked fine. The video was too choppy to use. So
How do you like it, the game so far?
I've been enjoying it. I haven't got too far, but I really like the stuff they put into that game. The atmosphere. Um, it really is something that's based on not just your first person shooter perspective, but using your skills at the right times too. Your skill management. That's a
Yeah, I
big
like
thing.
that. They're putting a lot of that in Star Citizen. I think that's going to be a key
Mm-hmm.
um, thing in Star Citizen. implementation. How are you going to do certain things?
And if you set a division uh, instance on tough, yeah, they're not kidding. It's tough. A lot of deaths there. Next week, so March 26th, I have promised to do something Black Desert Online. I haven't done MMOs as much, but I've been playing that, and uh, or the Lord's Sight doesn't beat me. I better get that game in there on the show too. I hope to be at that level too to get in some good PvP action. So, and folks, check out. We've got like all sorts of other episodes on throughout the week, and big council meeting tomorrow night for you grievance folks there. So. Other than that, again, thank you all for joining us. We're all looking for. We love some of the toys that come out with Star Citizen. We definitely look forward to being able to play the complete package deal. And Glitch, anything else before we part ways with the audience here?
No, I think pretty much covered most of the stuff. There's a lot of information, and a lot got thrown out because it was old, considering all this new information.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and see you later.
All right. Thank you all, folks, and take care.